Yo, it's your girl, Bridget Kelly. Am I on the air with DJ Hipnotic?
Hey, what's good out there, everybody? It's your boy, DJ Hipnotic, and I want to thank everybody for keeping it locked to another episode of Am I on the Air with The Real Hypnotic Radio. So let's get this show started with today's special guest. Now, I wanted to speak with this lady for a while now. She's performed on stage with Jay-Z, as well at the MTV Europe Awards, and even Saturday Night Live. All right, so everybody give it up for Bridget Kelly.
Guys.
What's going on, Bridget?
Nothing much, man. I'm actually I'm in New York at the moment, just taking care of some business, taking some meetings, and sort of putting some things together for my mixtape, and getting my bio written, and everything is coming together, man. The project is moving, so I'm very excited.
That's good to know. So you're doing things on the East Coast right now. Where are you from originally?
Oh, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York originally. I was born and raised in Manhattan, so I recently just relocated to LA about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So I've been coming back and forth a lot. Though I get homesick after about a week of being in LA, so I fly back whenever I can.
Okay, so you're a busy lady, so you have a lot on your plate. So I want to thank you for taking the time to call us up. Yeah,
of course. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. So tell us more about your mixtape that you're working on. Do you have a name for it at the moment?
I do, actually. The concept for the mixtape is called The Iron Maiden. And basically it's combining all of the beautiful fragility and vulnerability of a woman, and the story of a woman. And also just combining just discussing kind of the real raw emotions and aggression that a lot of women have, whether it's in their careers, whether it's in their relationships, and so that's kind of what I'm covering. So there's a little bit of the story that I'm telling that's pretty autobiographical. So it's going to be good. I think people are going to really love it. It's a perfect introduction to precursor for my album. So I think once people get the mixtape and kind of get a hold of who I am and what I sound like, then they'll be embracing the album even more than before.
Okay, that's good to know. Can you repeat the name of the mixtape again for everybody out there?
It's going to be called The Iron Maiden, and it's going to be available for download online. So as soon as that's out, I'll be broadcasting it all over Facebook and Twitter and my website and the Roc Nation website as well.
Okay, great. Now, what did you go through in your personal experience with life and making music to want to do a mixtape like that for everybody to relate to?
Well, it's funny. Mixtapes for artists are the new black. So it's kind of the new epidemic. Everybody, signed or unsigned, it's the perfect way to say what you want to say and express yourself without feeling inhibited. You know what I mean? I think a lot of mixtapes that I've heard recently are really great musically, and I think real music, real genuine music, and instrumentation is coming back. I think it's making a comeback, and it's very exciting. Most of the mixtapes are, sonically something that all people want to listen to and love and relate to. So I think I'm inspired by everybody, all the other artists that have put out mixtapes recently, like Frank Ocean. My friend Aaron Camper also put out a mixtape not too long ago. Timothy Bloom put out an EP. So I mean, it's just been. JoJo also put out a mixtape that I love a lot. So I think it's easy. It's easy to put out material that's free, and our society is so media driven and social network driven that it's simple. It's a simple task to make your music free and make yourself available to people that are fans or potential fans. So that's kind of what made me do it.
Definitely. So you're not holding anything back on this next project?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm hoping I don't piss too many people off, but you gotta make some enemies and hurt some feelings in the process of gaining new fans and new respect from people.
I definitely agree with you on that, and people are sometimes afraid in certain situations to not hold back, and they always do, and yeah, it's good that we have an artist like you that's not afraid to do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
All right, so why don't you talk Roc Nation with all of us out here in the Real Hypnotic radio world?
What do you want to know about Roc Nation? Quit
just tell us, how is it dealing with Jay-Z, the character of being a part of everybody? Like, what do you feel that you're bringing to the table?
What do I feel I'm bringing to the table? Well, it's very. I'm excited about everything that's going on with Roc Nation. I feel like, for the most part, Roc Nation's one big family. You know, it's one big unit. So it's exciting. Yeah, Roc Nation is just one big family. You know, I think when I first got signed, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, obviously, because when you're from New York, everything that's rock and Jay-Z related is, you know, the American dream. So for me, getting signed to them and being able to do my project with them is, you know, it's a dream come true. It's a blessing. And, you know, we're all really close. We're all really close and very loyal to each other. And there's a lot of wisdom and guidance that comes from a business standpoint, obviously, from Jay, because he's an incredible mogul, and he's also a great mentor. You know what I mean? He's a big brother, so it's fantastic to have the creative advice coming from somebody who's an artist, and also have, you know, the businessman perspective on things as well.
Definitely good to know that. And you actually performed with him on stage a number of times. Like, how was that experience for you?
Mind-blowing, to say the least. My very first show ever was Madison Square Garden, so that was very exciting for me. To go from there to then travel all over the world for a year, you know, in front of hundreds of thousands of people was, you know, a blessing. Just needless to say, it really it opened my eyes to a lot of new levels of professionalism, and I think I was kind of spoiled in a way to be able to be a part of that, because you know, when it comes time to do my shows in front of 12 people in a cafe somewhere, it's gonna pale in comparison to 80,000 people at Wembley Arena in London, you know.
I hear you.
But it's also, you know, the level of respect and the level of humility that's kind of shown throughout everybody in the camp, whether it's production or band members or you know, even people who do catering and bring in plates and cups. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a level of professionalism and respect that comes along with that is incredibly admirable, and it wasn't expected on my end at first, just because I'm used to dealing with, you know, people that are rude and think you're being a diva, and there's none of that going on, you know. Jay was punctual, everybody else was punctual. There's just a certain expectation. He set the bar. His whole tour set the bar for me. So I was taking notes the whole time on things that I would want to happen, things I wouldn't want to happen, how to pack, what to leave home, things like that. So it's really awesome.
Cool. So you would say that Jay-Z definitely has like a mind frame for business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He doesn't play any games when it comes to his music, when it comes to his setup. I mean, he has a vision he has a vision and a voice that's always heard that I think, you know, is incredible, you know, to be a musician and to be creative, and to have the respect from other creative people who may or may not even get you, who may or may not even understand your story. You know, it's just with him, he demands your attention. He demands your attention, and he keeps it. You know what I mean? And demands respect. So I think, you know, coming from New York City, there's a pride that comes along with everything that we do, everything that we say. So I think his footsteps are definitely those to follow.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Now, what do you think about people responding to some of the performance videos, like they think that you're Alicia Keys just because you sound so good? You know what I mean? So like
that's flattering to me. I mean, the initial comparisons in the very beginning, I was just kind of like, whew, thank God to be compared. You know what I mean? Because I'm an incredible fan. I'm a big fan of hers. I'm a big fan of her writing. I'm a big fan of her music. I think she's one of the best that our generation has seen. So I mean, it's an honor to be even pinned up next to her vocally and have somebody say, you sound just like her, and you killed that song. You know, I just hope she feels that I've done the song justice the same way that she has. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that you got your own thing going on, but yeah, it's a good look that you're being compared to people like her, as well as some other influences I see you have are Alanis Morissette and Pink.
Yes, I love Alanis Morissette. I love Fiona Apple. I love Pink. I listened to a lot of Mariah Carey growing up, Whitney Houston, you know, and older stuff too. My mom, both my parents were old school, so that my dad used to listen to a lot of Motown, so it was like the Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding type stuff, and then my mom was the Beatles and Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell, and you know, those kind of folky hippie music. So it's a combination of those two genres that really brought me to this point.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So, like, growing up, listening to Mariah Carey and being a fan of hers, have you ever imagined her being pregnant?
If I've imagined her, I didn't hear the last part.
Like, have you ever, like, would you have ever imagined Mariah Carey becoming pregnant? Being a fan of hers in younger days?
I didn't think, no, because she was such a diva, so I never anticipated she would ever embark on that kind of a challenge, you know what I mean, in her personal life, just because she's been so career-driven and so, you know, passionate about her craft from the very beginning. So I don't think I ever imagined, but I'm thrilled for her. I think, you know, she's part of the reason why I'm here. You know what I mean? She's part of the reason why I sang as hard as I could when I could, you know what I mean, and tried to, you know, vocally outdo myself in every record that I did in the beginning, because, you know, she gave you so much heart, so much energy, and that's the kind of emotion that I want to bring to the table as well.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, so why don't we, like, get to know Bridget Kelly, like, when she's outside of the studio? Like, how do you enjoy your downtime, like, when you're relaxing with friends and family?
Oh, my downtime. Well, as I said, I just moved to LA and just got my own apartment in LA, so it's been an interesting transition. But when I do have downtime, I love to just watch movies and be home and, you know, play Connect 4 with my friends and, you know, just kick it and just really kind of lay low. I'm not a big party person. I like to go bowling. I like air hockey and video games, and, you know, that kind of stuff is definitely my speed, definitely my style. And I enjoy my quiet time. I really have, you know, gotten used to not having ambulances outside my door and fire trucks just going off all 24/7, you know. So it's definitely very peaceful where I am, and you know, that's really it. I love to play Sudoku and do crossword puzzles, and I'm kind of a nerd. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I bowl, I play chess, I'm absolutely a nerd.
Well, I relate to you, like, on some of the things that you were talking about. I don't like going out to the club either. Like, when I'm in the club, I, like, say to myself, I'll have more fun on the computer at home. But, I mean... Right. Sometimes I'll do it, but yeah.
I'm an extremist, so I feel like if I'm going to go out to a club, it needs to be somebody needs to be getting married, having a baby, or somebody's birthday, so we can pop bottles and go crazy. If not, then I'm staying my butt home on the couch, and I'll watch movies on Netflix.
I hear you on that.
You know, it's definitely one or the other. So if I'm not at home, you can anticipate that I'm, you know, out bowling somewhere having a glass of wine.
True. All right, good to know. All right, so, like, how does it feel to be a part of Honey Magazine? You was in their September 2010 issue. That was actually your first magazine cover appearance.
That was my first cover. Oh, man. Well, first of all, everybody at Honey Magazine was so gracious to me. Just because I feel like a lot of times artists have a sense of entitlement from the very beginning, and I think being able to work with the people that I do work with, they've kept me very humble and very appreciative of everything that gets offered to me, especially because everything happened so fast. You know what I mean? I was signed, and then I was on tour, and then everything was kind of a whirlwind, you know. And granted, I paid my dues and worked really hard in the beginning, and it's, you know, the hard work will continue. But I think, you know, the people in Honey Magazine were so nice. They were so sweet to me. All the people who I dealt with on the photo shoot, everybody the stylists that were there, the photographer was really inspiring and kind of kept me comfortable. And I was nervous though at first. You know what I mean? It's my first magazine cover, so I was a little bit on edge. But I think overall I nailed it because they did of it, so that's a good sign. Yeah. They could have been like, forget this chick, she's an amateur, throw this out. But they were wrong, so it was exciting.
Yeah, good things coming, you don't necessarily expect them.
Absolutely. And a lot of people around just kind of want to be a part of what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's rare that you find people that genuinely believe in your project, that genuinely believe in your vision and want to support you and back you, even if it means they may not necessarily see a check out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody at Honey was really cool. They were really, really cool and very supportive, and, you know, that kind of stuff goes a long way. That kind of stuff is, you know, the things I remember. You know, I look at, like I said, people working with people like Jay, who remember the names of people who have done even the smallest things for him. You know what I mean? It's really important. It's really important not to take any of those things for granted.
That's what it's about. Like, everything has an impact. It might not be now, but it might have in the future.
Yep.
With that said, I have some random questions for you. Well, I know that your birthday's in a couple of days, right?
Yes, it's on Friday. I'm very excited.